back, everybody, to another episode of Full Court Press. I'm Ryan Guilbeau alongside Will Berger, Cam Erickson, and Basim Hussain. Another great week of Recball. We'll start off with a really big game. It was Team Kaplan versus Team Cespedes. And Team Kaplan coming out with a commanding 26-point win. Thoughts for you guys on this one?
I was there for the first half. Cespedes, Josh in particular, looked pretty strong. I don't really know what happened during the second half, but Kaplan's really good.
They're good?
Kaplan's really good. The duo is really strong when you put it in perspective of
they're definitely known for their defense, and I feel like they definitely proved that with a 20-point win.
Yeah.
I just like how every week it's like a different member of that sophomore trio in the top scoring. Like this last week it was Jacob Belinsky, I think. This week it's Kevin Shue. Then obviously they got the big presence out of McDermott down low. So it's just like to see all the depth in their team every week.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you could definitely make an argument that Team Kaplan's had the hardest schedule thus far. It seems like every week they're playing a good team and they're dominating. They keep winning steadily every single game. So definitely a team to look out for.
I'm just ready for Kaplan Berry eventually.
That's coming up. That'll be like the game of the year probably.
When is that?
End of the year, I think.
Yeah, towards the end.
Early February, I think.
All right, so moving on from that one, we got Team Bersani and Team Hogan. This one's funny because Team Bersani won 41-33, and Brendan McCafferty had 31, and their next highest scorer had 4. I think there was no Pete in this game.
No, Pete was not there.
I think Brendan had to put the team on his back in this one.
Yeah,
and,
a little bit.
I'm guessing he took a lot of shots, scored a lot of points, was definitely obviously the big power of that offense.
I mean, yeah, he's someone that can do that for his team.
Also got to give credit to the role players. Andrew with 4 points, it's overlooked, but it helps.
Yeah,
definitely.
Especially when Pete's not there.
Yeah, not just Brendan, but everybody's got to step up when Pete isn't there. And same thing if Brendan isn't there, everyone else got to step up.
Was Zishan at this game or no?
I'm not sure. I was not at this game because I had the 12:45 game, so I decided to take a nice sleep in, and I missed a lot of the good 10 a.m. games. But yeah, it was. I think Team Bersani's had a lot of close calls, but we've also had either Pete not playing or Pete barely playing with that thumb injury. So I think Team Bersani looks a little shaky just from the numbers, but once Pete's back and he's healthy, I think they'll be a powerhouse like they were last year.
All right, so the game after this one was Corey versus McElhaney, and Team Corey came out with the dub. I was kind of surprised at that.
45-37. Yeah. Sid showed strong with 24.
Wow.
That's big numbers from him. But exactly what it's expected to be.
I don't
Team
know.
Mac wasn't with their full squad, correct?
I think Bruce was there.
Bruce was there.
Bruce was there.
Yeah, Bruce was there.
He got out of bed.
Yeah. The top 2 scorers on Team McElhaney were Ethan Nolan Halpern with 15 and Schwabe with 6.
Okay.
So I don't know what Bruce.
I feel like there may be some turmoil issues surrounding this team right now, but I have full confidence that they can figure it out by the end of the season.
You've been with this team from the start.
Yeah, I know a lot of these guys, and I just hope playoffs come around, they realize what really matters the most, and that is the Recball Championship, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. Is Cam Sullivan on the team?
Yeah. I think one thing
was he there?
They haven't.
That's
Luke's. I know Luke's been hurt, but
Luke was out. I don't know.
I think one thing to consider for McElhaney, obviously the first couple weeks, it's a quick thing to think of, like, oh, they don't have Bruce, oh, they don't have the Sullivan twins. But we're like 4 or 5 games in now.
Yeah.
And like, if every single week someone isn't there, then it's a repeating pattern, and you kind of have to expect that Team McElhaney is going to be missing a star player. So I think if this is a problem that keeps happening over and over again, that's something to consider just overall. Like,
I think regardless, they'll be a powerhouse in the playoffs, but I just hope that they get everybody on board.
I think if they're gonna want a chance to make any ground in the playoffs,
they're gonna need everybody.
They're gonna need everybody.
And I think they can if they have everybody.
Yeah.
But I totally agree
because they could have had another 20 plus from Cam, which probably would have pulled out the win. But
hey,
they're gonna
Stephen
need
Croft said it's all fun and games until the playoffs, boys.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one: Townsend versus Urban. Another rough week for Team Urban. 52-21. Basim with 15 points for Team Townsend.
good
Cole
game.
with 12, Griffin with 8.
My prodigy right there.
I mean, that's the one thing I love about Townsend. You never know who's going to be where in that top scorers list because they're so well-rounded and they have such a good depth-wise team. I think that's what makes them hard to stop. They're well-rounded.
Something
Yeah.
about Team Townsend that I noticed, not really relevant at all, but they really like to put the top 3 scorers instead of the top 2.
I don't know, I think it's more inclusive. It raises self.
Yeah, because
you
if
know,
you score
self-confidence. I
like 10
it.
points, then I feel like it's, I don't know, it might be good enough to
Yeah,
get
if
on
you're
there.
around
maybe,
10, I feel like
maybe.
you should get
Yeah.
some mention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
I know
when we've
this-
had players with like 3 make it before with
Yeah.
being the second scorer.
We had Andrew go
Yeah,
but
but
more-
earlier.
More on the side of the game. I was at this game. I saw it was actually kind of close for the first quarter or two. I know it was a very low scoring, but then in the second half it just got out of hand. And
Yeah.
what can you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
that was
not
a shocker to anybody that game.
Not much showing.
Moving
from
on to
Team
the next
Townsend.
game. So the final score was Team Last 44, Team Crop 42. The ending to this game might have been the most like Recball ending I have ever seen. So it was
was really fun.
42 to 39, Team Croft. They had a 3-point lead. And then I forget who it was, but somebody came down the court.
It was Kumar.
It was one of the Kumar twins, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. Hits the 3 to tie with like 2 seconds left.
Great shot.
And then he thought they were losing. So
Uh-oh.
after the inbound, he intentionally fouled
Macy
Macy
Joseph.
Joseph
Yeah.
with 0.9 seconds left, and it was 1-1. And then Macy went to the line and hit both, and they won by 2.
And if you're gonna foul anyone on that team,
It's not Macy.
It's
on
not,
Team
yeah.
Last, don't make it Macy.
They were ready to
Joseph.
go into overtime, and then he intentionally fouled. I mean, that's yeah. I mean,
You honestly
That was
could
like
have picked
the J.R.
anyone.
Smith thing, right?
yeah, it was
I mean,
basically
yeah.
J.R. Smith.
I
and
hope
Recball.
he just takes it as a learning experience. You
Yeah.
know?
Hopefully.
He should be able to tell himself that he can handle the moment and just
Yeah.
don't repeat that same mistake.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Pretty
definitely
much.
gotta learn from that. Maybe pay a
All
little
right.
bit more attention. but-
Moving on to the game after this one. Ryan.
This was such a horrible game. I felt because even though like this is like score wise sadly even though we still lost by 12 the best game we've had yet. I felt like we could have won this one and just like I played terribly. We were missing so many free throws. Like we went to the line so much in the fourth quarter and we just could not make a free throw. I had to step it up. I played like terribly this game. I was just making defensive mistakes. I think I only scored like 5 or 6. So I put a lot of this one on me, but we cut it to 1 with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then it got up to like 4 or 5 again once it was down to 2 minutes, and we tried to press, and like they just like James Fitzgibbons that basketball IQ of James just tore right through our
Yeah, I feel like
unpracticed press, and then
James-
we just lost it.
Yeah, James and Nearbon is definitely a duo that's
And Carden,
not to be
team,
taken
smart
lightly.
team.
Carden, I will say I definitely had underrated Carden before playing this game because you
Yeah.
don't see him that often like on the score sheet, but I
Yeah.
mean he probably had like 7 blocks in our game.
Yeah.
He was a defensive specimen. He was
that's
such a
what I
body down low. So yeah, another tough loss for Team Guilbeau, but
This
I
is
do-
another.
I'm getting used to it by this point.
I do like to see Carlton on the
Yeah.
top scores. Love to
Always.
see that from him. A good 13, but hard fought.
I think this is
Yeah.
another team that's gonna go far in the playoffs. At Team Carden, they're really deep. They have obviously James Anirbon and Jack Carden
And Calhoun.
and Calhoun,
Calhoun,
of
yeah.
course.
So do you guys feel like you guys are like playing better and developing like week by week?
I'm just saying, mark your calendars for the Monday night game against Urban. I'm hoping that's our day. If it doesn't come before that, I'm hoping that's our day. One
Yeah.
day,
Hey.
I think we are good enough to win a game this
I just
season.
want
Gotcha.
we
you
can
to
just
keep
win
in
a
mind-
game, like I'll be
I
happy.
want you to keep in mind, offense wins games, but
Defense
defense
wins
wins championships.
Exactly.
Wise words of Eli Richmond. I'll never forget them.
All right.
So moving on from that game, we got Barry Kelly.
I was surprised.
Yeah, I thought Barry would win this game, but I was shocked at how much of a blowout it was. 58-26 final. Yeah, actually,
I
Will, you can
mean-
talk about this game.
We just couldn't hit really, and also, I don't know. I felt like we weren't too bad, but we were definitely under their skill level and couldn't really keep up with them throughout the whole game. Eli got himself a tech early on, which was tough. Take a big blow there. And Najee and Barry were just getting every rebound over us, just really big players.
Yeah.
Something that we definitely needed to work on, but something that we can learn from the game.
How early did
change.
Eli get that tech? Like first quarter?
It was either the first or second. It was definitely in the first half, and we just, I mean, it's a big blow to our team because Eli is such a big part. But like missing shots, I know someone who won't be named missed like 10 free throws. Like there were a ton of missed shots made, and it was just, it was tough to see. But
Yeah.
Also, just for the sake of the Facebook group, I know our team can't do it. Somebody needs to humble Tyler Nagy for our Facebook group. Not even make them lose, just give them a scare. Like, make them win by single digits one game because
Someone.
he keeps referring to themselves as the champs, and even though it's probably true, it's just degrading.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they're really tough to keep up
They're
with.
tough to keep up with.
I
yeah,
mean,
for
hey,
sure.
positive, you held Barry to 12 points.
That's true.
That's something nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's still really good though. He's still definitely the most dominating force in the league.
In the league, yeah.
True, not everything shows up with scoring.
Right, yeah.
He definitely had a bunch of assists done.
Absolutely. Him and Nagy with the pick and roll was
Yeah.
just unstoppable.
All right, moving on to your game, Team Ramsey versus Meyer. Ramsey walks away with a 77-51 win. Cam, what thoughts on this one?
So I think one of the biggest pieces on our team is Aiden Hirsch. His defensive presence is ridiculous, and he left the game with a head injury pretty early on. And I think if he played the whole game, it definitely would have been closer. But I don't know. Our team wasn't hitting as many shots as we would have liked, obviously. But 51 points isn't bad.
Yes.
By
No,
any
you had
means.
No,
you had
absolutely.
29.
That's
That's
good.
Cam had 29. He's too humble to say it himself, but 29 points. That's a good day.
Yeah, but I knew what Arya could do leading up to this game. I wasn't worried about that.
Yep.
But Andrew Philbrook
Caught you by surprise.
Andrew Philbrook cost us the game. Like I think he took like 5 threes and he made at least 4. Like
Yeah.
it was like I didn't know he could shoot like that. Wish I knew that
Sneaky
sooner.
points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sneaky
right.
points exactly.
Yeah.
Then Eddie probably put in about his usual like 12, 10.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
they're
so they-
really all around solid
then-
team
Have a ton
too.
of
It's
scores.
funny. We always gloss over it. Ario with 33. We don't even bat an eye at that anymore. That's typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a force.
Yeah.
Now we're moving into the Monday night games. Cespedes beats Croft 50-44. Definitely would have expected Cespedes to win this game, but only by 6 was interesting. Josh with 18, Osceola with 10. They don't have the scores for Team Croft, but this was a much closer game than I was expecting. I thought this would kind of be a blowout.
Yeah.
I mean, was Keith there?
I don't know, because they said they don't have the scores. I'm assuming he was there.
If
but
he
I
was
don't
there,
know.
I mean, I give it to him. He's
Keith
a presence in the
Keith
paint.
is not on Team Croft, guys.
Oh, wait.
He's on Team Hogan.
That's my fault.
Sorry.
So
Sorry.
Croft, I'm
Yeah, all
guessing
good.
Croft would have been. I'm guessing Croft would have been Elliot Seymour putting in like probably like 14. Then I think the Kumars. Yeah, the Kumars probably tossing in a couple buckets too. So
Yeah. So, I don't know. Cespedes has definitely had a lot of close calls this year, but
way
yeah,
too many.
that Josh and Osceola duo definitely has a lot of firepower. So,
Yeah, Josh is definitely a bigger force to deal with.
I mean, he's
and Osceola
confident this
complimenting
year.
him very nicely.
Josh is confident. I know that.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
and then we move in another game that was honestly, sorry Cam, closer than I expected. Townsend beats Meyer 54-52. Cam, you can talk about this one too. This is your game.
I want to take this one for my team. I shot pretty bad in the first half. I picked it up in the second half, but I had way too many turnovers. It came down to the final second. I tried to lob one to Aiden Hirsch down low, and they picked it off.
Quick alley-oop.
So
Yeah,
obviously, wasn't the way we liked it to turn. Would have liked it to turn out, but
But
hey,
even
they're
so,
a top 5 team in the league.
exactly. Whether you
Yeah.
shot well or poorly, I mean, only losing to Townsend by 2, almost getting a win against Townsend, it's a good game, especially for
Yeah.
your team
Yep.
for sure.
I think
they're a good team.
I still think out of all, I've had a pretty tough schedule. I'm not gonna lie. We've had Townsend, Bersani, Rams. I think out of those 3, Rams is the best one.
Rams is
I
dark horse
Okay.
this year, I think. Yeah.
dude, Like they're really good.
They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see Owen with 13 up there. Definitely contributing.
He's been
a
getting
lot
those
to
like
his
low
team.
like 10 to 12 a lot, like pretty consistently this year, which is good to see.
Definitely.
Basically everybody on that team has been getting like 10 to 12.
I know, Basim, you're not good enough to play in the Recball League, but how do you guys feel about your upcoming games this week?
So we have Townsend next week.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Definitely have to deal with big boy Declan Van Est. Try and limit him to least amount of rebounds as possible. Guarding up Owen and Cole, they're definitely one of their top scorers. And if we can shut down the big kids, then I think we'll have a good day.
You know what? My advice to you guys, just make sure you guys do the little things. Those matter.
Right.
Rebound, box out.
Yeah,
Good defense.
Declan's a big paint presence, obviously,
Exactly,
of 6'4", so you
Yeah.
guys got to get down low. Just
We're
box
going to need the fundamentals for that.
Yeah.
This week, we have good news and bad news. Playing team last, that
Okay.
was a game that I thought we could win.
Yep.
But Carlton sprained his knee in soccer, and he is out for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Not looking good for team.
I don't
it
know,
was it was bad, and now it was like really bad.
Hey,
But
for
I
two
think-
teams at the bottom of the power rankings, it should be a good game.
Yeah, I think if we had Carlton, I would go into this game thinking we should be able to pull out a win. No Carlton, it's definitely going to be tough, but I think if I can have a good day and Keegan can have a good day, we could win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Who knows?
you-
I don't know. It's I think especially with Carlton now, we're really only going to be able to beat like bottom 5 teams probably.
Yeah.
I mean, but you and Keegan definitely have to realize that he's going to be out, and that you both have to work together and step up with the rest of your team if you guys want a chance at winning.
Exactly. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
What about you, Cam? Who do you guys
So
have?
this week we have Team Croft. We're finally catching a break in our schedule. We definitely have something to prove coming out with a bunch of close games against good competition, I would say. So it's finally a time to cool off. We need a big win, big statement win this week.
You guys are confident this week?
I'm not gonna say we're confident, but we definitely are coming in with a chip on our shoulder.
All right.
That's what I like to hear.
I wouldn't speak too soon, though. I don't know. Recball's a thing where anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but I think Aiden Hirsch is going to have a very big game. He had a very good game against Declan Van Nest. So,
All right, so that's it for this week's episode. We'll catch you next week. Hopefully, Team Guilbeau will have a win. But yeah, besides that, this is the Lobby O signing off.
So excited. Football games, tailgates. I'm always down for a chill night or to go out.
who said that?
It's all the same thing.
Dude.
I know, but
Wait, but